Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to start our Civil War wave of reviews. So this is going to be a little different video because we don't have villains; we have leaders, which function like villains. But the big thing is that like 90% of the cards you get to choose from. Because you got a lot of choices that you can make for the modular sets and the schemes and stuff. And if we broke each leader into its own separate video, only 6 cards would be unique in that video. So yeah, these are going to be a little longer videos, but oh well.
Yeah, but if you're choosing the resistance or the registration side, depending on which side you choose, you have to make sure that you choose the encounter sets or the modules that go with that side.
Especially in PvP.
So, yeah, especially in the PvP. Yeah, if you're playing the heroes or whatever, you should do that. You can mix them into other other games that you're playing,
Yeah.
and you could mix them fine, and it would be fine. But if you're playing anything in the PvP, or if you're playing with the leaders, then you should be keeping them separate.
And they are also, just for flavor, if you're playing a PvE game outside, you should not put like resistance modules in with the registration leader. Just keep that. So I keep that separate as well.
Yeah.
But when we just do, oh, okay, we're going to go up against Captain Marvel, and we got these 4 random encounter sets. Maybe one of them is Space Pirates or something, or Bomb Scare or something could be mixed in with a couple of these as well. Just for PvE it doesn't matter, but for PvP then you have to use these exclusive encounter sets.
Yes.
All right. So and these Gen Con had some promos, so we got some promos
only for the ones in the base, though. That's why we don't have one for She-Hulk.
And only stage 1 and 2.
Yeah. I was a little surprised at that, but I guess they expect most people to play stage 1 and 2. So if you're not familiar with the Civil War leaders, if you're playing standard mode, you're going to be doing stage 1 and 2. If you're playing expert, you're going to be doing stages 3 and 4.
Right.
So they're similar, but there are some differences.
Okay, so we have 5 copies of stage 1 that you can choose.
Okay,
so the back is going to be the same on all of them. So we're just going to read it once.
So yeah, so if you're doing the registration side, so this will be your superhero registration act. You're going to grab a chosen leader, stage 1 and 2 if you're standard, stage 3 and 4 if you're expert, of course. Like we said, you're going to grab the leader set. You're going to grab a standard set, and we'll explain that in a second. And then you're going to grab 3 to 4 modular sets. And the modular sets, again, like we said, if you're playing the PvP especially, you should be using the ones for your side from the Civil War sets.
Or the Synthesoid Smackdown.
From the Civil War wave. But as far as the standard sets, so if you are playing in PvP, then you have a starter one.
Standard PvP set.
Yeah, you have a standard PvP set that you use, and both sides have the same set. I don't think we grabbed a copy of that one.
Grab a copy of it.
So Dave's going to grab that real quick. But and then you will have some additional cards that we'll go over here, like the superhero registration act or whatever. And then if you are playing just if you're playing PvE, you're using these. If you're playing PvP, instead of the stage 1, you're using that instead, I believe. Right?
Huh?
Is that right?
What?
You're using stage 1 of the standard standard PvP, right? Or
stage 1.
Wait a minute, hold on. No, you are just using these 1 and 2.
These are the same whether you're using PvE or PvP. So the important thing with PvP to when you're building a leader deck for your opponent is you get to choose a stage 1 of the main scheme and a stage 2. That's why they all look the same.
Oh yeah.
So your opponent, when they sit down, they're not going to know
what
schemes you have until you flip it over. Okay. And you're going to have a standard PvP set that each deck will have, and we'll go over that towards the end. And then there's also some rewards that you get for defeating the side scheme, because did you read in cooperative?
I haven't got to that yet.
Okay. So that's part of the setup mode here we're getting to right now.
So in competitive mode, the enemy team finds the chosen side scheme, that's the one I was talking about.
That's for PvP.
Yeah, that's the PvP one. So if you're doing PvP, you get the chosen side scheme. and your team reveals it. If you're doing cooperative mode, then you're going to find the chosen leader's side. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, it's this. So yeah, that's where you find their chosen leader's side scheme, and you're going to pull that out and start with it instead if in cooperative. Okay, so then we flip these over. So the ones we have to choose from here are, we'll start with.
Yeah, so we'll start out. The basics are the same, and then the second text is what's important. So all of them start with 0 threat. You add 1 threat per player. They have 7 threat per player threshold, and this top paragraph is the same. If there's more than 1 player on your team, the stage gains hindered 2 per player.
Yep.
So with PvP, you can do 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. But for PvE, you can go all the way up to 4 players. So that, of course, so that's why they've got it broken down that way. And now here's where each one's unique. So for cutoff support, force interrupt is when a player reveals a treachery, place 1 threat here, limit once per phase per player.
Okay. The next one is enforce the law. So this one is if there's more than 1 player. Oh no, this one is just the enemy leader gains steady. That's what this one is. Yeah.
All right. Then we got homeland security, which each minion gains guard.
In public outrage, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. Makes it a pain in the butt whenever you're trying to do setup.
And shield recruits. When revealed, the enemy team searches the encounter deck for 1 per player minion and deals 1 to each player on your team as a face down encounter card.
Yep.
Okay. Then stage 2. So stage 2 is the same on each side, pro registration tactics. And then when we flip, we've got this part is the same. Well, part of it's the same except for the second paragraph here. So it starts with 0 threat, adds 1 threat per player, 9 threat per player threshold, and then the text box is what's unique. Allies interplay exhausted, and then all of them will say if the stage is complete, the players lose the game.
Yeah. All right, so then we've got the negative zone prison. So this one is after an ally reduce the value, reduce the threat value of the scheme for 1 for each face down card under it. And then after an ally is defeated by an enemy attack, you're going to place that ally face down under the scheme.
Yeah, so the more they capture, the faster the scheme's going to pop. Then we got the Mighty Avengers here. When an enemy leader is attacking, it gets +1 attack, +2 attack instead if the attack is undefended.
We've got the initiative. So the enemy searches the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 side scheme per player and deals it to each player on the team as a face down encounter card.
Okay. And then we got Hunting Rebel Heroes. Each hero gains the unregistered trait, and there's treachery cards that deal with that. Force response. After another card is revealed that gives 1 or more heroes the unregistered trait, deal 2 damage to each of those heroes, because now that card would do nothing if it makes you unregistered when you're already unregistered.
Yep.
All right. So now we'll go with the leaders. But so if we're playing PvE, their signature side scheme is out. So for Captain Marvel here.
So Captain Marvel's got the Alpha Flight Station. So whenever this starts with 3 threat per player. And whenever it's defeated, you're going to place 3 energy on the energy channel, and it has an amplify on it.
Okay. And let's go over the energy channel here real quick. The energy channel is a permanent, it's a superpower. After a leader, hero, or ally attacks Captain Marvel, place 1 energy counter here. Then if there's at least 4 energy counters here, remove all of them, and Captain Marvel attacks that character. This attack gains overkill. All right, so now one thing with the leaders is like Dirk mentioned before, we're standard, it's stage 1 and 2, and then expert you play 3 and 4. So we got Captain Marvel stage 1 here. So I'm just going to show the promo here a little bit, but
okay. So stage 1, she's got 1 scheme to attack. She is aerial, along as being an Avenger. And then the setup is you're going to find the energy channel and attach it to her. And as a force response, after she attacks and defeats a character, you're going to place 1 energy counter on the energy channel. And she starts out with 14 threat per player.
Raise the camera just a little bit here, I guess. All right. Then for stage 2, she has 2 scheme, 2 attack, aerial Avenger steady. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Captain Marvel cannot take damage this phase. Force response after Captain Marvel attacks and defeats a character, place one energy counter on the energy channel. Now, one thing that to note for this is for all 6 leaders, registration and resistance. When you defeat the first stage, whatever whatever mode you're playing, then they cannot take damage for the rest of that phase.
Yeah.
So, none of those one turn, pop to avoid encounter cards kind of thing like you could do with Green Goblin. All right, now we're going to go to the expert mode here.
All right, so stage 3. So she schemes for 2, she attacks for 2, and then this one, of course, you'll grab the energy channel and you'll attach it to her again as well. And then the force response is the same. After she attacks and defeats character, you're going to put an energy counter on the energy channel, and this one has 18 hit points per player.
Okay, and then stage 4 here. 2 scheme, 3 attack, aerial Avengers, steady again, can't take damage. Force response after Captain Marvel attacks and defeats a character, place one energy counter on energy channel.
Yeah, and I do believe all of them actually get steady in their second phase. So if you're playing standard, it'll be stage 2. If you're playing expert, it'll be stage 4. All right, then we've got Captain Marvel's helmet. So this is an attachment that you will attach to her, and she gains stalwart. She also gets +1 scheme. And then after you make a basic attack against Captain America, you can spend 3 resources. Captain Marvel. Yep, that's what I meant. You can spend 3 resources of the same type. So yeah, it's not cheap. But to do that, to discard this card, and if you get it as a boost, you have to reveal it.
And I love that it's the same art as the hero.
Yeah, the majority of the cards will have the same art as the heroes do.
All right, then we got Cosmic Flight here. This gives her +1 attack. Superpower attached to Captain Marvel. When Captain Marvel would take more than 3 damage from an attack, reduce that amount to 3, then discard. And as a boost, you reveal this card.
All right, we've got the Photonic Blast. It's 2 copies of this treachery. If it's revealed when you're an alter ego, you're going to discard an ally or support you control. And if you reveal it when you're a hero, Captain Marvel is going to attack you, and you'll place an energy counter on the energy channel.
Okay. Then we got Crisis Interdiction. So treachery, 2 copies. When revealed, alter ego, Captain Marvel schemes, and you place an energy channel, a counter on energy channel. And when revealed hero, place 2 threat on each scheme.
We've got 2 copies of the Energy Absorption Treachery. So whenever this one's revealed, you're going to place an energy counter on the channel, and then you're going to heal 1 damage from her for each energy counter that she has on that channel. If it comes out as a boost, you're going to place a counter on the channel and move on. Yes, place 1 counter on the channel. Yeah.
All right. Then the second leader we got for the registration was Iron Man here. And so standard, you have Iron Man stage 1. He's a 1 scheme, 1 attack Avenger. Iron Man gets +1 scheme for each tech attachment on him to a maximum of +3 scheme. And set up, the enemy team searches the encounter deck for an Iron Man attachment, and your team reveals it. So when you're playing PvP, the enemy team gets to decide which attachment they want to get. PvE, well, then there's rules that you're supposed to pick like the worst, assume that an enemy team is doing it.
So. Yeah, you should pick the worst, but you're always free if you're playing your own personal game. Pick any of them you want. All right, so then phase 2 here. Again, he's got steady, like we mentioned earlier. He schemes for 1, he attacks for 2, and he gets +1 scheme for each tech attachment, maximum of 3. So that's just like before, but this time when he's revealed, you're going to deal each player an encounter card, and he can't take damage until the end of the phase.
All right. Then stage 3, Iron Man scheme of 1, attack of 2, Avenger. Iron Man gets +1 scheme for each tech attachment to him to a maximum of +3 scheme. And set up, the enemy team searches the encounter deck for an Iron Man attachment, and your team reveals it.
Okay. And then phase 4, schemes for 1, attacks for 3, steady, and he's still got the same +1 scheme for each tech attachment up to 3. And then the one revealed, you're going to deal each player the face down a counter card, and he can't take damage till the end of the phase.
Okay. Then you're playing PvE, you start with this card in play. This is his signature side scheme. Stark Tower comes in with 3 threat per player. When defeated, the enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an Iron Man attachment, and your team reveals it, and it's got a hazard.
You'd think he wants his attachments or something.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of, first one we've got here is the powered gauntlets. So you'll attach this to Iron Man. His attacks gain ranged. He gets +1 to those attacks. And then after he makes a basic attack, And again, after you make a basic attack against him, you can spend an energy and a strength resource to discard the card. If it comes out as a boost, though, you're going to attach it to him.
All right. Then we got the rocket boots, gives him +1 attack, attached to Iron Man. Iron Man gains the aerial trait. Heal response after you make a basic attack against Iron Man. You can spend an energy strength resource to discard this card. And as a boost, you reveal the card.
Right. We've got his Mark V helmet. So this attachment, you're going to give him a tough status card when you attach it. He'll gain Stalwart. And as a hero response, after you make a basic attack against him, you can spend a mental and a strength to discard it.
All right. Then we got the arc reactor. This is the final attachment. No, it's not. Iron Armor Tech attached to Iron Man and give him a tough status card. Iron Man gains Retaliate 1. After you make a basic attack against Iron Man, you can spend a mental strength to discard this card.
Right. And then we've got the Mark V armor. So again, you'll attach this one to him. And then whenever he would take any amount of damage, you're going to place it here instead. And if there's at least 5 here, you'll discard this. And if it comes out as a boost, you'll reveal it as well.
And again, the art matches the Iron Man art, which I love. Then we got 2 copies of Repulsor Blast. It's a treachery. When revealed alter ego, discard an upgrade or support you control. When revealing your hero, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. For each printed energy or wild resource discarded this way, deal 1 damage to your hero.
Okay. We've got 2 copies of the Supersonic Punch Treachery. So if this is revealed when you're an alter ego, he's going to scheme. And if he has a tech attachment, if he has a tech attachment, you're confused. If it's revealed whenever you're in hero, he's going to attack you. And if he's got a tech attachment, that attach gains piercing. So no tough for you.
All right. And then the third leader we got, this is actually for registration, was from the Synthesoid SmackDown, but since it's the same rules, we're just including it. So her, if you're playing PvE, this is the card you'll look for. Legal Practice. It comes in with 3 threat per player. Threat cannot be removed from the scheme by heroes or allies. Alter ego response. After you change form, exhaust your identity to remove 3 threat from the scheme, and it's an acceleration token. Now, what I really like about this, besides the art being the same, is the only way normally to thwart this is to actually go into alter ego and then remove 3, and then exhaust and remove 3 threat. So you can't like stay in alter ego to remove. So it kind of forces each player to go into alter ego. And then when you come back up, there's a penalty, which you'll see in a minute. Well, there are ways around it, but for the most part, the idea is that you actually have to each player has to go down and
switch back and forth. It forces you to switch back and forth for most characters.
Right.
There are some that can get away with doing it without ever coming up.
Right. Because of her power here.
All right. So She-Hulk, stage 1. She is a Gamma Avenger. She schemes for 1. She attacks for 2. Set up, you'll find a copy of her superhuman strength and attach it. And then as a force response, after she changes to hero form, you're going to deal 1 damage to your hero. So it's another penalty. It's a penalty for having to switch back and forth.
Right. So you go down to remove the threat, and then when you come back up, you take a point of damage.
Yep.
That's kind of the idea. The superhuman strength attachment gives her +2 attack attached to She-Hulk. Force interrupt. When She-Hulk attacks, this attack gains overkill. Discard this card after this attack and reveal this card as a boost. And there's 2 copies of it.
Okay. All right. So She-Hulk stage 2. She gains steady. She schemes for 1, attacks for 3. And you're going to deal each player an encounter card. And again, she can't take damage until the end of the phase. And as a force response, after she changes hero form, same thing. You're going to deal 1 damage to your hero. Or after you change form, not her.
Damn it. All right. She-Hulk stage 3. 1 scheme, 3 attack. Avenger Gamma. Again, the setup is the same. You search for the superhuman strength. Same as stage 1. And force response, after an alter ego changes to hero form, deal 1 damage.
And then the stage 4, it's similar. You'll gain steady. She schemes for 2, attacks for 3. She has you'll deal each player an encounter card. She can't take damage this phase, just like in 2. And then her force response, that's the same after an alter ego changes to hero, deal 1 damage to him.
All right.
Oh, and we did mention, so on stage 1, where's stage 1? Stage 1, she has 16 hit points per player. Stage 2, she has 20. Stage 3, she has 20, and stage 4, she has 24.
Okay.
We forgot that.
All right, then we got Focus Rage. We have 2 copies. Gives her a +1 scheme. Attached to She-Hulk. She-Hulk gains Stalwart and Force Response after She-Hulk schemes. Discard this card. And as a boost, reveal this card.
Okay. We've got the 1-2 Punch Treachery. 2 copies of this. If it's revealed when you're in Alter Ego, she's going to scheme and get a tough status. If you're in hero form, she's going to attack you and gets a tough status there as well.
Yeah, now that's unique art, but it's appropriate because it was
because Vision. It's Vision is the other one that comes in.
Yes. All right. Then we got Ground Stomp. We got 2 copies. When revealed, exhaust each character you control. If no character was exhausted this way, this card gains Surge. And as a boost, exhaust a character you control.
Yeah, so this I guess instead of damaging everybody, this one instead it's going to knock everybody on their butts. Is I guess what that's simulating. Then we've got the Gamma Slam Treachery. So this one, whenever it's revealed, you're going to discard the highest cost ally or support you control, and you're going to place threat on the main scheme equal to that card's cost. If no threat is placed on the main scheme this way, the card gains Surge. So you're still going to get it, even if it's one that doesn't cost anything. You know, like say you've got one with a 0 cost because you got a free one, you're still going to discard them, but then you just don't add this threat.
All right. So during setup, when we do PvP things, so if you're doing PvE, you get to choose a standard set, and we actually have a video of all the different standards, so you could check that out. Just like any other villain, that would be the same. However, if you're playing PvP, then we've got a special standard set that we're going to go over, and there's some other cards as well that will be relevant. So the first thing you would do is, instead of the leader's side scheme, is you put this side scheme into play.
All right, so the choosing sides, this one's permanent. It's got 4 threat, or starts with 4 threat per player, and then the enemy leader cannot take more than 2 points of damage for each attack. As a force response, after the last threat is removed from here, the enemy team is going to search the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for 1 encounter card per player and deal them to you face down, and then you're going to flip this card over.
Yeah, so much for home technique.
Yeah.
Dive bomb. All right, yeah, when you flip it over, you have it. Now it's personal. You give it to the first player. It's an obligation, but as an action, you can remove this card from the game. Each player on your team chooses 2 of your leaders' set-aside player cards and add them to your hand. Now, it's the way they got it set up, which is kind of nice. So, like, say the leader, or say the threat gets removed by the last player, during the hero phase, then you might want to wait till the next hero phase before you trigger this action, so that all 3 players have their full turn, because they're going to get to add 2 cards to their hand. And if the second player removes all the threat, the first player's like, okay, what am I going to do with these cards? Because they'll go up against their hand limit. So, it's kind of nice that you can delay it a little bit.
Okay, and we'll go over these leader cards here at the end, but let's go ahead and finish the set. All right, so next we've got the Whatever It Takes Treachery. Whenever this one's revealed, if you're an alter ego, the enemy leader is going to attack your leader. And whenever you're in hero, the enemy leader is going to attack you.
Okay. Now this is a fun card. Targeted Strike. We got 2 copies. The enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for a card and deal it to you as a face-down encounter card. So you get to choose the encounter card. So that's you see what kind of deck they're playing. It's like, yeah, this is really going to mess with you. So as long as it's in the top 5, so it's using Clue or Brother Voodoo, effectively against you.
And that's not fair.
Yeah, and you could take out, Maria's recursion or something. As a boost, this card gains +1 for each player on your team.
Okay. Then we have the Righteous Cause Treachery. So whenever this is revealed, the enemy leader schemes, and if there's more than 1 player on your team, you're going to give them an additional boost for the scheme.
Okay, and as Dirk had mentioned, each leader has their own cards, so there's 4 because you could play 2v2. So for Captain Marvel, one of the cards that you can get is Provoked Response. It generates a wild, and as a forced interrupt, when the enemy leader would attack you, it attacks your Captain Marvel leader instead, and she cannot take more than 3 damage from this attack, and then you discard this card. And the nice thing is these go into your hand, when you trigger that card.
Yep. All right, so next we've got the You Started This event. So this is as an action. Your Captain Marvel leader attacks the enemy leader, and if you spend an energy resource to pay for that event, you're going to confuse their leader as well.
Okay.
And I believe they all provide wild. Did you mention that? Or
No, I don't,
yeah,
I don't know if they all.
at least one wild, I think.
No, they
no,
don't.
not all of
They
them.
don't.
Most of them do.
All right, so we got Alpha Flight Recruit. This is a zero cost upgrade. It's a title. You attach it to an ally. After any number of energy counters are placed in your Captain Marvel leader's energy channel attachment, you get to heal 1 damage from the attached ally.
We've got the raw power. So this is a resource. And then after you spend this card, or this resource, you're going to place 2 energy counters on your energy channel attachment, and it provides 2 wilds.
Okay. And for Iron Man, we've got the high-tech suit. It's a 1 cost upgrade attached to your Iron Man leader, and it counts as a tech attachment, so that would give him another +1 scheme. Hero action, spend an energy mental resource, discard this card. Any player may trigger this ability, and it's got an acceleration token.
We've got the target lock, so this is a 2 cost event, and as an action, your Iron Man leader attacks the enemy leader, and if you spent a mental resource to pay for the event, then you're going to choose an attachment on the enemy leader with the text hero response or hero interrupt and discard it. So here you're basically using Sunfire's power.
All right. Then we got a resource card, suit up, it generates 2 wild. Hero response, after you spend this resource, give your Iron Man leader a tough status card.
And we've got the Futurist, so it's a 2 cost event that your Iron Man leader schemes do not give him a boost card for this activation.
Okay. Then for She-Hulk, we got a resource card here, generates 2 wild, legal counsel, heal response. After you spend this resource, move 1 threat from the main scheme to your leader's main scheme.
So, but yeah, you're taking 1 off yours and putting 1 on.
Yeah,
on
which is kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then we've got Make Me Angry. So this is a 1 cost upgrade. You're going to attach it to your She-Hulk leader, and as a force response, after a hero or leader attacks her, then she attacks that character back, and then you'll discard it.
Okay. Then we got She-Hulk Smash, costs 2, generates a wild. Your She-Hulk leader attacks the enemy leader. If you spend a strength resource to pay for this event, stun the enemy leader.
Okay. And then the last one we've got here is You're Out of Order. So this is a 1 cost event. That's whenever any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme, you say, I object, and prevent 3 of that threat. Yes, this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because I love saying I object. Just scream it out.
So now we've got, so one of the parts on step 1, of course, is that you choose 3 to 4 modular sets. So between the 2 products, we actually have 12 modular sets. And of course, PvP, you can only choose from the ones that we're going to show you here. PvE, you can mix and match, of course, except for the other side. All right, so first one we got here is Cape Killers.
All right, so this starts with Cape Killer. He's a shield minion. He schemes for 1, attacks for 2. He's got 4 hit points. He has Quick Strike, and then whenever Cape Killer attacks an identity with the unregistered trait, he'll get +2 for the attack. And
2 copies.
2 copies of that.
All right. Then we have Unregistered Super. It's an obligation. Your identity gains the unregistered trait, and as an alter ego action, you can discard an identity-specific card from your hand to discard this card, and it produces an acceleration token.
Okay. We've got the Bring Them In treachery. So whenever this one's revealed, you're going to exhaust each unregistered identity. Otherwise, the enemy team is going to search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Unregistered Super and adds it to you as a face down, or deals it to you as a face down encounter card.
All right. Then we got an arrest order side scheme. Starts with 3 threat, hinder 1 threat per player. When defeated, the defeating player deals the topmost shield minion in the encounter discard pile to themselves as a face down encounter card.
So of course, it's this one, since you're taking the top one. So this is another one of those that just means you have to actually keep the discard pile in order whenever you do it, so that you're pulling the right card.
And it's a crisis.
Yes, crisis.
All right. The second module we got here is called Dangerous Recruits.
All right. So the first dangerous recruit we've got is Venom. He's a Thunderbolt minion with 4 hit points. schemes for 1, attacks for 3, and whenever he's revealed, he's going to attack each leader, or he attacks your leader, sorry. Otherwise, he's going to activate against you.
Okay. Then we got Bullseye, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's a Thunderbolt. When revealed, the enemy team discards an attachment from your leader. Otherwise, discard an upgrade you control.
We've got Justice Like Lightning. So when this treachery is revealed, each minion activates against the player it's engaged with. Otherwise, the enemy leader activates against you, and you do not give them a boost for the activation.
Okay. Then we got Excessive Force. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each minion in play. Otherwise, the card gains Surge. And as a boost, the enemy leader attacks your leader after this activation, and do not give them a boost card for that attack.
All right, and then the last one we've got here is the Dangerous Recruit side scheme. So this has 3 threat, and it's got Hinder 1 per player. And as a Force Interrupt, whenever a minion is defeated, you're going to give it to the enemy leader as a face-down boost card. And it has an acceleration token, or icon.
All right. Then we got Deadly Duo. Then we have Jester. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points. He's a Thunderbolt. When revealed, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Take 1 indirect damage for each different card type discarded this way.
Okay. We've got Jack-o'-lantern, who is a Thunderbolt with 3 hit points, schemes for 2, attacks for 1. And whenever he's revealed, you're going to discard the top 3 cards of your deck, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each different card type discarded.
All right. Then we've got Mad Jack's platform. 1 scheme, 1 attack, tech attached to a minion of the enemy team's choice. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. Attached minion gets +4 hit points and gains Stalwart. And boost, attach this card to a minion engaged with it. Now, I like the fact that the enemy team gets to decide who gets the +4 hit points.
Yeah.
Which can really annoy your team conceivably.
All right, then we've got Jester's Yo-Yo. So when this treachery is revealed, you're going to discard the highest cost card you control. Otherwise, it'll gain Surge, which I can't imagine you're going to be early in the game probably if you have nothing in that you control. But if it comes out as a boost, you're going to discard an upgrade you control.
All right. Then we got Deadly Duo, 3 threat, start, Hinder 1 per player. When defeated, each player discards the top 8 cards of their deck with a crisis. Okay. Then we got Heroes for Hire.
All right, so the first one we've got here is Colleen Wing. So she is a hero for hire with 3 hit points. She schemes for 1, attacks for 2. And whenever she's revealed, you're going to choose an ally you control. The enemy will choose them if you have the unregistered trait, and you're going to discard that ally.
Okay.
So yeah, as you can tell, the unregistered trait's not great.
Then we got Shang-Chi, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points. He's a hero for hire as well. When revealed, choose an upgrade you control. The enemy team chooses instead if you have the unregistered trait, and you discard that upgrade. So there can go one of Hulkling's shapeshifts or something.
Yep. All right, then we've got the another copy of the unregistered super obligation here. So this one you gain unregistered, and you have to discard an identity specific card in alter ego to get rid of this, and it's got an acceleration.
All right, then we have bounty hunting. When revealed, discard 1 card from your hand at random if you have the unregistered trait. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each resource icon on that card.
All right, and finally here we have the Heroes for Hire side scheme. It's got 3 threat on it and hinder 1 threat per player. And then when defeated, the enemy team searches the encounter deck for a copy, deck and discard pile for a copy of the unregistered super, deals it to the defeating player as a face-down encounter card, and it has a hazard icon.
Okay. Then we got Doc Samson here from the Initiative module. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points, Avenger, Gamma, Guard. When revealed, you are confused. If you're already confused, place 2 threat on the main scheme, and as a boost, you are confused.
Right. Next, we've got Hellcat. So she's an Avenger with 3 hit points. Schemes for 1, attacks for 2, has Quick Strike, and whenever she's revealed, you're stunned, and if you're already stunned, you're going to take 2 damage, and if she's a boost, you're going to get stunned anyways.
All right, now this is a card I really like. Drafted, it's an attachment. Attached minion gets +2 hit points and gains the Avenger trait. In competitive mode, the enemy team attaches drafted to a minion engaged with them, and that minion engages you. Otherwise, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Reveal that minion and attach drafted to it. So you, as the resistance, puts this really annoying minion engaged with this player, and then it's like, yeah, no, you deal with it, and I'm going to give him extra 2 hit points on top of that.
Yeah. Right. Then we've got the Mighty Avengers. So this treachery, whenever it's revealed, you're going to resolve the when revealed ability on each minion in play on your side. You're not going to do it to the other side. And then if no when revealed abilities were resolved this way, this card gains surge.
Okay. Then we have the 50 state initiative, 3 threat, hinder 1 per player. When defeated, shuffle each Avenger minion into the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck with a crisis. And you can get a lot of Avengers, obviously, yes, if we've seen. Next module is the Maria Hill module.
Okay, so this is the only Maria I'm not a fan of. She's caused me pain. So she is an elite shield minion with 4 hit points. She schemes for 2, attacks for 2. She has retaliate 2. I think she likes the number 2. Then when revealed, the enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of the life model decoy and attaches it to her. Right. She's also got 2 lives.
And basically. She also prevents
my Maria from being played. Yes, she does. Wah, wah. And it's already happened.
So then we got 2 copies of Life Model Decoy. The enemy team attaches this card to a minion or their leader, limit once per character. Attached character gains Stalwart and Force Interrupt. When attached character would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent that damage and discard this card instead.
All right. Then we have the Executive Order Treachery. So whenever this is revealed, you're going to place 2 threat on each scheme. And then if Maria Hill's in play, this card gains Surge. Now, the interesting thing, it says, if Maria Hill's in play. Now, if you happen to be playing Maria Hill and yours is in play, it still gains Surge. And if it comes out as a boost, if Maria's in play, it gets +3 boost icons.
All right. Now, this one's kind of crazy. Shield Helicarrier comes in with 3 threat, hinder 1 per player. When defeated, the player who defeats the scheme deals 1 damage to each character they control and each minion engaged with them, and it's a hazard. So basically, the Helicarrier just opens up.
Run.
Yeah, just doesn't care. Friend or foe, you're taking damage. All right, next we have is Martial Law.
Right, so we start here with the Shield Soldier. He's a Shield ally with 3 hit points. We've got 3 copies of him. They scheme for 1, they attack for 1, and whenever you're revealed, you're going to put the topmost Shield minion in the encounter discard pile into play engage with you. Now, if it comes out as a boost, you're going to put this minion into play engage with you that way. So it still happens.
Then we got Rapid Response. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. If you are in Alter Ego, place threat on the main scheme equal to that minion scheme. If you're in hero form, deal damage to your hero equal to the minion's attack.
Now, of note, this does not share artwork with the other Rapid Response.
Right. But it is the same name.
Yes, it is. And I'm sure it's just as annoying to you when it happens. Yes, it is. All right, then the last thing we got here is the Shield Patrol. So this side scheme's got 3 threat, comes in with hinder 1 per player, and then each minion gains guard, and it has an amplify icon.
All right, next we have the Mighty Avengers. So we got Yellow Jacket, 2 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit points, an Avenger. Toughness, give the enemy leader a tough status card, and boost, give the enemy leader a tough status card.
We've got Wasp here, who is Ariel, as well as Avenger with 3 hit points. Schemes for 1, attacks for 2, has Teamwork Avenger, and when revealed, you're going to place a threat on the main scheme, and if she comes out as a boost, you're going to place a threat on the main scheme.
All right, then we got U.S. Agent, 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points. Avenger, retaliate 1, toughness. When revealed, deal 1 damage to your identity, and as a boost, deal 1 damage to your identity.
Again, we've got the Mighty Avengers here, so you're going to resolve the when revealed ability on each minion in play with you. And if no when revealed abilities were triggered, it'll gain Surge.
It's actually in play, period, not necessarily just you.
So it's both sides?
No, both. But if you have 2 players on your side, it would affect both players.
Right.
So it's you and
that's why I said your side.
I thought you said you specifically. You just said you.
Oh.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is a player's, not a player's side, a side scheme. Starts with 3 threat, hinder 1. each Avenger minion gains the printed keyword of each other Avenger minion, and it's got an amplified.
All right, so next with the Paladin module here. So we've got Paladin, who is an elite hero for hire with 5 hit points, schemes for 2, attacks for 2, has quick strike and toughness. And whenever he's revealed, you're going to discard a card from your hand at random if you have the unregistered trait.
All right. Then we got 2 copies of Paladin's pistol attached to Paladin.
Well, it's got 2 hands. Why not 2 pistols?
Otherwise, attached to the enemy leader. Force interrupt. Keyword interrupt. When attached character attacks, this attack gains range and overkill. Discard this card after this attack.
We've got bounty hunting. So whenever this treachery is revealed, you're going to discard a card from your hand, and you're going to do it at random if you got the unregistered trait. And you'll place 1 threat on the main scheme for each resource card on this resource icon on the card.
All right. Then we got a side scheme here. Government contractor comes in with 3 threat, hinder 1. Each identity gains the unregistered trait.
All right, and it's got an amplify icon on it.
Next, we've got the S.H.I.E.L.D. Ops module. So we got 2 copies of S.H.I.E.L.D. Operator, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points, S.H.I.E.L.D. Patrol. When revealed, place 2 threat on the main scheme.
Next, we've got the Strategic Overwatch. So whenever this treachery is revealed, you're going to give the enemy leader and each minion a tough status card. And if it comes out as a boost, you're going to give the activating enemy a tough status card.
All right. Then we got another copy of Rapid Response here. When revealed, discard cards from the counter deck until a minion is discarded. Alter Ego, you're going to add threat equal on the main scheme equal to its scheme. Hero, deal damage to your hero equal to the minion's attack.
Right, and then we've got Homeland Security. So whenever this side scheme is play, it starts with 3 threats, got hinder 1 per player, and then the first minion revealed each round gains Surge, and it's got an amplify.
All right, so next we have the Taskmaster module.
And it's got an amplify. That's a
acceleration.
Acceleration, yeah.
All right. Next we have the Taskmaster module, and we have Taskmaster himself. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 6 hit points. Elite Thunderbolt. Retaliate, toughness, villainous. When revealed, Taskmaster activates against you. And yes, you could add this to the Thunderbolt scenario. So this would be an 11th module that you could use for that scenario. The keynote is he does not go in the victory display. So if you decide to include Taskmaster as one of your one of the modules
you have
that
to
scenario,
defeat all of the other ones.
You'd have to defeat all the other ones. Yeah, but he has a lot less hit points than those other guys.
Yes,
but he has some fun toys.
Yeah, then we've got Taskmaster Sword. So you're going to attach this one to Taskmaster. Otherwise, you'll put it on the enemy leader. Gives them +1 attack, and they can't, or their attacks gain piercing. And as a hero action, you can spend a mental and a strength resource to discard the card.
All right. Then we got Taskmaster Shield, which gives them +1 scheme. Attach to Taskmaster, otherwise attach to the enemy leader. Force interrupt. When attached character would take any amount of damage, reduce that amount by 1. Hero action, spend a mental strength resource to discard this card. Now, one thing to note, if you play this outside of Civil War, like just a standard, like say you want to go up against Rhino or the Taskmaster villain, when it says otherwise attached to enemy leader, then it would be attached to the villain.
We have the Mimicked Move treachery. So whenever this is revealed, if Taskmaster's in play, he attacks your leader. Otherwise, give the enemy leader a tough status card and a face down boost card. And if it comes out as a boost, you're going to give the activating enemy an additional boost card.
All right. Then we got the Taskmaster's Academy side scheme. Has 3 threat, hinder 1 per player. When defeated, give the enemy leader a tough status card and a face down boost card, and it has an amplify. All right. And then the final module for the registration is called the Thunderbolts.
All right, so we'll start here with Atlas, who is a giant thunderbolt. He's got 4 hit points, schemes for 1, attacks for 2. Whenever he's revealed, you're going to stun your leader. Otherwise, you're stunned. Same thing with boost, stun your leader. Otherwise, you're stunned.
All right. And these are not elite Thunderbolts, so you
Yes, you
cannot.
can't use this one.
Yeah, but they're also the same characters, anyways. Some of them are. So we got Songbird, 2 scheme, 1 attack, 3 hit points. Aerial Thunderbolts. When revealed, confuse your leader. Otherwise, you are confused. And as a boost, confuse your leader. Otherwise, you are confused.
We have Penance, who is a Thunderbolt with 4 hit points, schemes for 2, attacks for 2. Whenever revealed, deal 2 damage to your leader. Otherwise, deal 2 damage to a character you control. If it comes out as a boost, you're going to deal 2 damage to your leader. Otherwise, you'll deal 1 damage to a character you control.
All right. Then we got another copy of Justice Like Lightning. When revealed, each minion activates against the player it is engaged with. Otherwise, the enemy leader activates against you. Do not give it a boost for this activation. All right.
And then the final thing we've got here is the Thunderbolt side scheme. It has 3 threat, to hinder 1 per player, and threat cannot be removed from the side scheme while a Thunderbolt minion is in play. And this one has a hazard icon.
Okay. So yeah, so this was the 3 leaders that we have for registration right now. So I don't know if they'll ever come back to this.
We still got 1 more for each side coming out.
No,
Right?
no.
I thought we did.
Well, if you count, so they showed a preview for Con of Heroes 2026, and they showed the Hawkeye leader. So there's no more.
Oh, I thought we had more
official
of these
product.
coming out.
No, no,
okay, I guess not.
that's what the Synthesize SmackDown was. So yeah, but if they ever come back, do Civil War 2 or something, you can readdress this. But there is all sorts of, there's still quite a bit that you can do with the mixing and matching and when you want to do competitive mode for sure. And we use the leaders just like for standard PvE as well. So we've added them to our massive grid of villains. And yeah, so they'll see some more life, I'm sure. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.